What's up, badasses? Master Avi here with another quick tutorial for your spinning technique with your Lifeforce Saber. Okay, today we're going to go over forward and reverse figure-8s. Okay, and get everybody going here. I'm throwing a little bit extra of a whip in there, but this is forward, and then this is reverse figure-8s. Okay, and of course you want to try to work up to being able to do that with both hands. Okay, so when you get good enough, try to get that going with both hands. Okay, but let's cover how to do your forward and reverse figure-8s. Okay, so starting out, you need to know where your center point of gravity is. Okay, so I like to place my middle finger right on it. Okay, right on the center of gravity. Then I take hold of my saber. Okay, the next thing you need to know is your footing. Okay, got to look down at your feet. So you need to be a little bit past shoulder width apart. You want to get a nice, comfortable middle stance. This is middle stance with your feet facing forward. Me looking at the camera is middle stance. So if I was going to actually go into battle with someone, forward stance would be this way, with my right foot and my right hand facing forward. Okay, this would be forward stance. Okay, this is middle stance. When I turn this way and my feet are just facing the direction I'm going, I'm turning my feet, keeping a nice comfortable stance. So forward stance, middle stance, and then when the sword ends up in this reverse hand, okay, this is reverse stance or back stance. Okay, so we got forward, middle, and reverse stance based on where the saber is. Okay, because in this stance, in the reverse stance, especially if I'm facing forward and I do my forward figure-8s, okay, when I turn this way, I'm going to be doing them in reverse. So that's going to be reverse. All right, so we got forward, middle, and reverse stance. Okay, and of course this would just be if you had the saber in your opposite hand. If you're left-handed, then this is your forward stance. Of course, this is your middle, and then this is going to be your back stance because the saber's in your back hand. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So starting out with these with the figure-8s, here's a simple way to do it. I'm going to do it facing the camera. So I'm going to change my stance so you guys are now in my forward stance. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. Okay, so you guys are now in my forward stance, and I've got my middle grip on the saber, my weight balance point in my on my middle finger, and I'm going to start with the saber facing forward and then swoop it down, and try not to move my arm too much. I'm just going to try to go in a horizontal plane here instead of doing a lot of vertical motions. Okay, that's the goal, is to do more horizontal movements with this technique. And I'm going to start to move the blade of my saber down, okay, and in front of my body here. I'm going to keep this hand up to guard my face. Okay, and then as I do this, like I said, I'm just going to move the saber over to the front of me. I'm going to bring it up and around down in the back and try to keep just a horizontal motion here, and then back in the front. Okay, so this is what's happening. Now as you start to develop your technique and get a feel for your saber, you'll be able to, of course, start out very slow. You'll be able to, of course, go just a little bit faster and really feel the weight. Now the key to getting this to look very vertical is to have a good thumb grip here. So we have the balance point where the middle finger is, but as it goes on this back side, I'm holding with my thumb and allowing the saber to rotate in that thumb grip. That's going to give me a much more vertical looking spin. Okay, so that's how you get a more vertical looking spin on that side. And then of course you're just going to bring that around and then go back down in the front. Okay, so you got this hand up to guard your face. Okay, and this is the movement here. So I'm going to step back a little bit so I'm not so close to the camera. Watch out, I don't want to knock over my other sabers. And this is our forward figure-8s. Okay, nice and slow there so you can see. Okay, this is our forward figure-8. All right, there we go. And so now that we've got the forward figure-8, the next thing you need to do is just turn your stance a little bit. So I'm going to turn so that forward is this way again and not towards you guys. So forward is this way again. Now we're going to turn our feet and go to middle stance. So as we go down in the front, down in the back, down in the front, I'm going to turn my body just ever so slightly and keep the saber going behind me with that thumb grip that we just talked about. So I'm in the front, thumb grip. In the front, thumb grip. And I'm trying to stay in that horizontal plane. In the front, thumb grip. In the front, keep your guard hand up. In the front, okay, thumb grip, and in the front. And this is here to guard your face. Thumb grip in the front, and you're in your middle stance, okay? And here it is just a little bit faster, okay? Now we're in our middle stance, and if we just turn our body, we're right back to front stance. Front stance, middle stance. And I'm just turning my feet and my body ever so slightly to change my stance. This is the same movement with keeping my arm very, very still, same rotation, just changing my body, okay? Now to go into reverse, we're just going to shift our body even more to this side, okay? And then you're going to have an extra little rotation here as you transfer. So let's go back to front stance. I'm going to show you. So we're coming around in the front plane here. You're going to have to do an extra rotation right there, okay? So as you come down, so we're doing thumb grip in the back, coming around. We're turning to middle stance here, shifting all the way to reverse. For the reverse, we're going to swoop down, bring it up. Let me turn so you guys are now in my back reverse stance. So we're swooping down, bringing it up. Same thing here. We're going to try to stay in this horizontal plane. As we bring that around, we're holding the balance point with our middle finger here. This is going to swoop. Okay, then we're going to go into that thumb grip here and start our reverse figure-8s, and keeping that guard hand up so you don't whack yourself in the face. Okay, we're going to start our reverse figure-8s. Okay, keep it nice and slow, trying to get it nice and vertical as possible without hitting your body or your shoulders or your legs or anything like that. There you go, nice and slow. And then once you get the swing of it, you can start to speed it up a little bit, really get the feel and weight, start to learn the inertia of your saber. Okay, and we're going to turn back to that middle stance so you guys can see that from the side. Okay, so we got this forward figure-8, turning into reverse figure-8. So you're in a side view of this now. You're in my reverse stance. Okay, back to the forward figure-8, reverse figure-8s. Okay, so I'll show you again with this being the forward plane. Let me back up a little bit. This is the forward plane. We got our forward figure-8s. We're going to transfer to reverse figure-8s, back to forward figure-8s. Okay, reverse, forward, middle plane. Okay, middle stance, middle plane, reverse, middle, forward. Just a change in the body turn for forward to middle, okay? So I hope that helps. Here's another little tip starting out. If you can't quite get the thumb roll right away, just stand still. Hold your balance point right with your middle finger, and then get that thumb first finger grip we talked about, just like this. And you just want to work on rotating your saber or staff around, just like this. Don't worry about doing the reverse figure-8s, and then do forward also, of course. Don't worry about doing the figure-8 movement yet. You're just working on getting the inertia and the weight under control. And then once you do, you can just start with that horizontal movement across the plane like we talked about, okay? I mean, your arm with the horizontal movement moving across to front and behind for the forward figure-8s, okay? So I hope that helps, and I can't wait to see your guys' progress.